Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome finally back to the TNT podcast. We have been missing quite a few weeks, but there's been a lot of news, but also a lot of things have been going on in the personal lives of the crew. Everyone's had various reasons for skipping, so yeah.
It's mostly just been Halo.
Well, that also did happen. Oh, interesting. I was looking up the last episodes, and it said it couldn't monetize the last episode for a second.
Oh, did I put some random sound clip in?
It recovered. It was just YouTube being stupid.
Wow!
Wow!
This is episode 115, and we have the whole crew here this time. Am I right?
Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
Left.
Tyler, also big to the anime expert.
Tyler, like, trying to get that demonetized.
As fast as possible.
And across.
1041 the AIDS.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Space AIDS in the morning.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fucking soundboard with the moo, like a moo, and like some
Mad dog in the morning.
I want to do it.
So we are actually going to try to blast through a ton of news that happened in the last month, and we're probably going to save what we watched and played for next time. But we're going to actually start off with something.
Tyler's nap time.
Actually, you can comment on this a lot, because this is not.
Oh, you're
not
right.
The ban
Because
list. The second one is an interesting controversy we think they'll enjoy.
So we have Magic Talk. So first off, pretty simple. We had a new set finally come out a week ago, or 2 weeks ago on Arena, right, Freeman? Or was it 3 weeks
so.
even?
It feels like I've been in hell for a month now.
So on Arena, new set came out, Zendikar Rising. Overall, pretty cool set. Seems actually kind of powered down. However, what was that?
what was that?
What was what?
Was there like a sound
Are you
effect?
I
from
heard
your end?
music.
soundboard there, bud?
Yeah.
It's open, but if anything, it would have been 3 seconds into
Pop
George Michael's "Careless Whisper," so it wasn't
Literally
whatever
That's
noise
what we
you
heard.
just
We heard a second of
That's
that. It was
exactly
weird.
what we heard, though.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
100%.
Yeah, we heard it for like a
yes.
second.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway.
We did.
You hit the
The
wrong
listeners heard it.
wrong hotkey.
So-
Wrong hotkey.
So new set came out. Other than dual face cards that are lands on one side and spell on another, or lands on both sides, there's not much in the set to see play, except a new 4-color Omnath card, the first 4-color Magic card in 4 years.
Non-commander set, yeah.
And the first one in Standard in like 15 years since original Ravnica. Actually, yeah, so 10 years.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Nephilim. Yeah.
So, spoiler, a 4-color card in a full ramp environment is really good. And now we had a first banning. Uro, the terror since Theros Beyond Death, has finally been banned in Standard.
For context, he was the big face mythic of 3 sets ago.
Yes.
Not a very recent
So
one.
we're done selling those cards, so now he's allowed to get banned. So,
Yo, that's how it be.
so there was at least one tournament report before the banning that I saw that me and Freeman talked about that was like
15 of the top 16 were identical decks.
yeah, and
Basically.
22 out of the top 36 were the same exact 4-color Omnath deck. So Wizards went, okay, we're going to ban Uro. That's from 2 sets ago. Spoiler alert, it didn't really
wasn't the
do
problem
anything. Omnath is still fucking good. So Standard is garbage right now, but the banning doesn't seem to have done anything, but who cares, because Arena sucks anyway. However,
On to the real controversy.
so that was last Monday. At the same time, Wizards announces a new secret layer. We've talked about these a couple times. Wizards introduced this last year, where it's a box of usually about 5 cards that they will send you directly. They put up a window for you to order these cards. Anyone who orders them will get them. And they all ship 6 months later. Well, supposedly like 2 months later, but with COVID, it's been 6.
Originally, I got mine in like 3 weeks, but the point is, up until now, they've all been like reprints with different themed art.
Yes,
So it's been very explicitly like a collector's item. This isn't a buy to win scenario. This is a buy to win.
This was only cards that have already existed with alternate art in like fancy or something like that, some different thing. Like there was a Women's Day one where it was like 4 Women of Magic, 4 women cards that with new art. The Thalia one, where it's like, look at the different art of Thalia. There was the one that I got, which was like, here's all the old Theros god cards with new borders and stuff, and really fancy and foil. Up till now, they have all been promos. On the heels of this ban, Wizards announces, we are doing a collaboration with The Walking Dead, because that's still relevant a la 4 years ago. I mean, I know it's still huge, but it's not nearly as big as it used to be.
They're quote unquote huge.
So you say
I don't know anybody that even still watches it, to be
Aiden,
honest.
I agree with you, but they actually just launched, so the apparently season 10 just ended, and they started another spin-off show. So for what it's worth, this show now has
apparently they have enough money to do that shit.
Exactly.
So
AMC doesn't have any other IPs to work with.
Well, totally, but for what it's worth, Game of Thrones was supposed to have multiple spin-offs by now, still has 0. As bad as whatever, we're not talking about Walking Dead. Wizards announces, we are doing a secret layer with Walking Dead. Here's the twist. These are new cards that are Walking Dead characters that will only ever be sold in this 1 week window, and then you can never buy them again. And they are mechanically unique cards based specifically on Walking Dead characters.
And the kicker, unlike the past, they've done crossover cards. Like they had a Transformers card that they had for HasCon, or they had some My Little Pony collaboration. Those have never been tournament legal.
Those were silver bordered cards.
Distinctly printed to not be tournament legal.
They are for collectors, and they are for Commander players whose playgroup accepts them. These cards are black bordered. They are supposed to be automatically legal in Commander and Legacy and Vintage.
Some guy 5-0'd a Legacy Daily.
Yes.
So, with the Rick card.
Yes. Well, actually, it was also Rick and Michonne. They were both in there. But Rick is the better card. So we now have Rick, Glenn, Michonne, Negan. Who am I forgetting? Freeman.
Daryl in there.
Daryl.
Yeah, because he's the only character who's actually still on the show.
Yes. You want to... So, here's the thing. People have been furious about this. Every single content creator who's talked about it in a video has put out one of the most scathing videos ever. Mitch, one of the Commander Quarters guy, who seems like a super nice, chill guy, put out a whole video freaking out about this. The Professor put out a video tearing this apart and freaking out about and it's not like anger, it's just depressed. All these people are just broken by this.
Wow.
I didn't think they'd be like that strongly about it.
Because here's the thing.
Because this is the beginning of the end.
So here's the thing. Wizards specifically said in their original Secret Lair article, this is not for printing cards. This is for printing promos. They have now gone back on that and are now... We've also... The other thing is that Magic has a history of this never goes well.
Yeah, this is the third time they've done this, and both other times there were huge outrages, and Wizards has to change part of their printing policy because of it.
So many years ago, there was a card called Nalathi. I think it's Nalathi or Nalanthi or something. A dragon card.
It's a dragon card. That's all that matters.
It was only printed and given to attendees of a single tournament.
At DragonCon.
It was the only red card that exists in Magic with banding, which is... So that
we're not going into that.
That immediately tells you how old it is, if anyone knows. Wizards had such backlash, they immediately said, we will never print mechanically unique promos ever again. Cut to last year or 2 years ago, when buy a box promos have just started on Dominaria. We had Firesong and Sunspeaker. It's
the idea being these
it's
cards
a cool
that are
Commander
not in
card
packs that you have to buy a box from
to get this
Wizards
card.
or a Wizards affiliated store to get this card.
Yes. So that card's fine. Then they print Nexus of Fate. This card becomes an instant standard staple, historic staple, pioneer staple. This card is essential for play, and the only way to get it is not cracking packs, is to buy a box from an affiliate of Wizards. Wizards sees this, bans it in a bunch of places, and says, we will not print promos that are mechanically unique in these buy a box promos ever again. Cut to less than 2 years later, Wizards is now printing 5. I'll get to the number 5. So remember 5 because it's sort of 5. 5 new mechanically unique cards that are, by all intents and purposes, at the very least, all Commander playable. At the very least, these are all decent Commander cards. I actually, if I was willing to, the Rick card is one of the best human lords ever printed in Magic and would be a slam dunk in my human deck. Wow. I will not put him in because I do not only do I not want to support this, I do not want Rick, the actor, playing Rick, or whatever his name is, but like Rick.
British dude.
So that's another thing. The art on these cards are not comic books or stylized. They are basically
the actual, like,
they are
from the show.
Tyler, they look like photos from the show.
Like they could have at least gone like
they
the
couldn't have
comic
even
book
gotten the
style or
comic book
something.
one.
Which is
But no,
even
because this isn't aimed at nerds. This is aimed
at the
everyone
show.
else.
Come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I can see why people are pissed about this.
Let's put it in the podcast chat
here's-
so you guys can
So you want,
see what these look like.
before we get to anything else, there is one, because we can discuss why this is so fucked up. There is one more kicker here. It was revealed on Monday that some minor streamer had been given a pre-release given one of these, and revealed that there is a secret 6th card that Wizards has not advertised anywhere. Lucille, Negan's bat, is in the set as an equipment, and they do not advertise this.
wow.
So you won't even know what card you're getting until 6 months later when it comes to your door.
So if you wanted this card, you literally, and if you didn't find out via social media that this card existed, you would have not known you needed to buy this product to get it.
Why?
This seems really
Why
dumb
is it-
on like
why?
a lot of levels.
Like,
So-
what is the point of this? Like, what is the point of this?
The point of this is to launch a
Money.
larger universe of crossovers.
Yes,
So
Wizards
my
has.
boy
Sorry,
My boy Rudy from Alpha Investments got a leaked document about a bunch of failed crossover attempts that they were trying to push, and one of the big ones was when they were designing the upcoming set regarding it's not Caldine, the one after it, the one with a bunch of magic.
Strixheim or whatever.
There was originally a big push to include some kind of Harry Potter crossover.
Oh my god, I
but it
thought
was
those
right
were
around the
memes.
time-
I thought those were jokes on
No,
Reddit.
it's a real leak. But it was right around the time that J.K. Rowling started tweeting some things that Wizards doesn't agree with. They cut off the collaboration.
Wow.
So there are also plans in the future for further ones. I listened to most of the document, and it's Rudy from Alpha Investments. Take whatever he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
'cause
he's also one of the
looking for
people who's
quests.
the reason these get bought up like crazy. So
So partially, he doesn't do secret layers, just because he admits that the turnaround on them is unknown at the moment, and people who buy them are unlikely to resell. So like the people who are gonna want them have them now. That's
So-
a weird product. The point is, go on.
So as another thing that Wizards did, so obviously the
doesn't
backlash
end.
has been insane. Like everyone is pissed about this. Anyone who has come out been like, these are okay. 10 times more people are like, this is fucking stupid. Wizards does a weekly stream apparently where they talk about how Magic's doing. They brought on the head designer Aaron Forsyth of Magic, or the head developer or whatever. It's not Mark Rosewater. And another guy named Mark something, can't remember, who is the guy who leads Secret Layers. And they basically took all the community concerns and faked reasons for why they were wrong. Like,
y'all got phones, don't you?
it's kind of like,
Oof.
I didn't watch it, but it is Reddit comments, but a lot of the comments talked about how condescending and not how basically all the answers imply we are going to keep doing this and we have a lot more of these planned. And so that's the other thing, is that now that this gate is open, this was the breaking point of, because like we had those Godzilla cards before. We talked about them with Ikoria. The thing with those, and the reason I actually like those, is because there is a Magic card that exists that is this artwork. There is also a Godzilla card that has the cool Godzilla name on it, and it's cool alternate artwork. You don't have to play it, and it has the name of the real magic creature on the card. We literally developed this technology for the Godzilla crossover less than 6 months ago. And now
I'm going to chime in on the Godzilla thing, because they printed one card that, although it had a name of an equivalent real magic card, they did not print the equivalent real magic cards. The only way to play that is to play Godzilla.
However, they have said that the art for that card exists and will be printed someday.
That said, I was part of the minority group that really didn't like that precedent that you had to play with the crossover card.
I can understand that, and I think that they really should print that card someday. I actually don't like that it didn't exist at all. I agree with you there. I like the Godzilla cards, but I agree there should always be a Magic version. But these cards have a new watermark on them. Because up until now, Magic cards always had a circular, an oval hologram at the bottom. And then on this live stream, they said, look, guys, these triangle cards, on the bottom, we're going to have a triangular hologram. And that means crossover card. That means this is not in Magic universe. And everyone went, okay, so I can ignore triangle cards for the rest of my life. It's just like so clearly all we care about is money. All we care about is money. Because we literally developed, like within the last year, like Freeman said, we had a little My Little Pony and Transformer thing. Silver bordered cards, play with them if you want, or just collect them. They're cool. Perfect. That's fine. Godzilla cards. Some people might not like only having the Godzilla version. I can understand that. Some people might not want to see the Godzilla version, but it still references the original Magic card. There is an original Magic card that exists in universe. It's just a skin. This is a card that you can never own outside of owning Rick.
And you can never own it outside of buying it this week.
Yes, you have until Friday to buy this set of cards and never again. And then they said,
this is okay.
Well, maybe as part of that live stream, just to show what happened, like why some of it was so bad. Well, guys, we've never said we couldn't reprint these cards. We could do a reverse of the Godzilla thing, or we could print new cards with mechanically the exact same things, which is completely not the point, especially when you think about Commander, where
unique names is everything.
The unique name of the card means you have one card. If you print the mechanically identical card in Commander, you automatically have 2 copies of a card, which is not the point. Also, way to dodge the entire issue of now if you ever print a version of a Magic card, like Godzilla, underneath in tiny text it's going to go, but this is actually Rick. We can stop talking about it.
This is all very stupid, and I understand why people are upset.
It's
like,
so clearly
fuck you,
money.
give us money.
Yes. You know what? Because these are mechanically unique, this is probably going to be the most selling secret layer by a mile.
Oh, I'm sure. People are going to eat this shit up, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that sucks. Because Wizards, because even though people have been screaming, Mark Rosewater's been talking about how much feedback he's getting. Everyone low level at Wizards is talking about feedback, but Hasbro is going to hear like, yeah, whatever, we don't care. We made a lot of money off this.
Hasbro's going to hear cha-ching.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about us anymore.
No. So
they just give a shit about money.
It's honestly kind of scary to think about where this could go in the near future. Because then we just get to the point where Wizards is printing direct cards to consumer that stores can't get, and it just gives so much power to the secondary market after Wizards gets a huge cut that they never got before. So anyway,
well, fuck us.
Anyway, Magic sucks right now.
So yeah, things are kind of on fire, but hey, Commander is still fun to play. Speaking of a lot of money.
Oh boy.
So
several weeks.
We've been talking. So we have a lot of things to get to, like the PS5 and stuff like that. But Microsoft, in the war of how much money can we spend, after buying Minecraft for billions of dollars forever ago, that turned out to be the smartest move ever, announces they are buying Zenimax Media, aka the owners of Bethesda Entertainment.
And id I mean, not
and
as big,
id Software. No, that's
like,
a
but
big
for
deal.
us,
It-
for us, it's
Doesn't
big.
it fall under Bethesda though?
Yes, but it's
Well,
the
yeah,
whole thing.
as like, yeah.
Oh
it's the
yeah,
whole
there's a
thing.
lot of stuff that this covers. Like, I don't even know all of the things that ZeniMax owns.
It's a lot. It's a big deal. A lot of people see this as now Microsoft will just dominate, like will block off, Elder Scrolls and all that stuff from PlayStation people. I actually think that's
I
very
don't-
unlikely.
There's no way they would do that because
No.
Microsoft in recent years has been much more about
More
like
open, yeah.
Well,
we
also-
want to just get our product out to as many people as possible.
So here's the thing. You know what
Is
this
Halo
does
coming
mean?
to PS4?
No. I think
So-
first-party stuff will stay, but like look at Minecraft. Minecraft's on PS4.
Okay, but if they
Yeah.
buy ZeniMax, ZeniMax is now
Freeman, they
What is it
owned
technically?
Mojang. They own Minecraft. It's on PS4.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Minecraft had been multi-platform before they purchased it.
So has Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, and so
yeah,
has
previous entries in the Elder Scrolls series.
I think it's
the
impossible
Tomb
to say
Raider
Elder Scrolls
franchise
6.
also.
Oh
The
shit.
Tomb Raider franchise was going to be was a timed exclusive after they got the rights
So
for it.
here's the thing. I think the only exclusive that comes out of this is timed exclusives for Game Pass.
Honestly,
I could see
I feel like
that.
you could flip a coin.
Uh,
I feel like they could win either way here, whether it's the revenue from PS5 or the like boost in traffic because you have more exclusives. I feel like they're kind of in a position where either option.
But I
both-
don't think Microsoft
both are fine.
I think Microsoft has been living off of some good PR from being so open. And like I said, they're a services company these days. They sell OneDrive. They sell they sell Windows.
they're all about systems as a service.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
all about those subscriptions and services. And
I get that, but like you
software
need
as a service.
exclusives to your subscription to make it worthwhile.
well, that's what I mean. Timed exclusive. 2 weeks early.
They've got the product out there now. I mean, like the EA's part, all of the EA stuff from Origin is on. They cut a deal with them, and that's all.
I
on
forgot
Xbox
to add
Game
that,
Pass now.
but actually, as of now, because I pay for Game Pass Ultimate, I could use EA Play right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Didn't
like,
adjust the
that's
price
like
for
even
it, still
better.
was all baked in.
I don't know if EA Play is. I don't know how EA Play bakes into Game Pass now, but
I just meant in terms of pricing, not in terms of like integration.
oh no, it's
Like,
just
they didn't
it's
raise
the
the
same-
price
It's just
of
No,
the
not at
game
all.
too,
It's
the
just part
price
of
is
it.
the same. They
Yeah,
just
but,
added
yeah.
all
As
of
if
the EA stuff to it.
As if Game Pass Ultimate wasn't already a good deal. Like, here, have all of EA's library too. Wait a second. This is important. If EA Play has if it has Dragon Age Inquisition, this might be what finally gets me to play Inquisition, is having it on EA Play.
If I already own this game, I may play it. Is what I'm hearing.
Oh my god, did Star Wars Squadrons launch on EA Play?
Oh,
I think
shit.
so because apparently
Oh my god. I could
every
just-
flight stick in the world is currently bought out.
Well, yeah, 'cause of
yeah.
Flight Sim.
Also, it doesn't matter. You don't want one because there's a huge issue with dead zones on HOTAS right now.
Oh, really?
Wait, but
Yeah.
So if I have EA Play, I don't even have
Yes.
to buy Squadrons. I could just start playing Squadrons tomorrow, maybe. Oh my
You don't.
god.
Also, to your point, Xbox has already come out and said, "Yeah, we're going to be adding Bethesda's like games to Game Pass." I just found an article for it right now.
Oh, I figured there was a given.
Oh
but
my
guess
god,
it's
I could
good
play
they announced it.
Andromeda. I could finally try Andromeda for free. Yeah, Inquisition's on here. Cool.
Andromeda's like whatever.
Oh, I know it's trash. But Aiden, I'm just saying. All of
I know.
these games
It's
are now
basically-
I
available.
played
Yeah.
it, but I didn't have to pay for it.
It's like they're becoming the Netflix of games right now.
Right.
Because fucking Stadia is complete failure. Let's
We
not
have a-
forget,
we have-
Stadia is
we're gonna have
almost
that, we're
a
gonna
year
have
I
old.
have that.
I wanted
There
to
is
yell
an
about
article
this.
about it, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a
We'll
bit.
get there, don't worry. But yeah, this is a big deal, but I think it's going to be about 2 years before we really see any effects from this purchase. I don't think it's going to affect launch at all. But I think we'll get there where we start seeing
Yeah,
effects
and I
from
mean,
this.
what were they even really working on that was coming out in the near
Starfield,
future.
Elder Scrolls
Yeah,
6.
Starfield, yeah, but they haven't even shown anything from Starfield. Elder Scrolls 6, they said, was like years away.
No, I mean, but I'm only naming those because I don't know of anything else they're working on right now.
Like the only other,
Not
the
working on
only thing I
Fallout.
can think of that was from like underneath their publishing was Deathloop from Arcane Studios. Like that's the only thing I can think of that
They also had
Bethesda
Evil Within
had,
a few
like,
years ago.
actively working.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anything about an Evil Within 3 or
Which,
anything like that.
Can I just
so.
say, I've talked about it before. I fucking loved Evil Within 1, Evil Within 2. Sorry, I didn't play 1, but I love Evil Within 2.
You
I
did
Oh,
did
they
not
are
play
both very good
one.
games.
I did not play 1.
Because I didn't care, and then I
What
saw
the
it, and
fuck
I'm like,
is
oh,
what the fuck?
2 seems
How do you
really
understand anything's going on in 2 though?
I played Resident Evil 2 before I played
This would be
Resident
like
Evil.
jumping in Attack of the Clones and
Actually-
being confused with what's going on.
Playing Resident Evil 2 without the
I'm
1 is
joking, I'm
actually
roasting you.
okay.
I have no idea how important the plot is for this
Yeah,
series.
it
No,
kind
it's
of
fine. No, it's actually fine.
the
Because
Evil
you
Within
get
2 works
introduced- Because you get introduced to new characters, and it's like all you literally need to know. It's like, oh shit, zombies are hitting Raccoon City. You got to get the fuck out. Now, if you
Yeah.
played 3 without playing 1, then yeah, that's a problem. And if you played 4 without playing 2, then that's a problem.
Let's not get into the whole Resident Evil fucking
No. You started this.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I'll-
No,
All I'm
Tyler,
saying
you
is that
did
it's
because you were
fine
saying, Tim, you were
Playing
yelling
the
at me.
second game
Well, yeah,
of the
I'm
Evil Within
yelling at
without the first
everyone.
because it's the same situation. Like,
It's
They
not.
explain everything they need to explain to you in the first 5 minutes of the game, and you will figure everything else out throughout your playthrough.
But in Evil Within 2, there are things that happen in the first game that they expect you to know going in.
Yeah, but they kind of they railroad you through it. It's fine. Don't
Resident
worry
Evil 2, it's like, yo, here you go, fucking here,
We need to not
Here's
get
the
off
shit.
topic like this.
whatever, man.
Oh, also,
because I
hold
gotta
on.
It's a
defend-
non-issue.
This
It's
is actually
fine.
important, relevant. You get EA Play November 10th, so in a month. Not yet. But it is coming.
Oh my god, what a fucking ripoff. No value. Fuck Microsoft.
Okay.
Why am I even
Oh,
paying
they're
for all
just
these
so
video
terrible.
games anyway?
Here's why. It's
I thought it was
because-
October.
No. It's
That's my
November
mistake.
10th because it's coming with the new Xboxes, and then in December
Oh, yeah.
it's PC.
Okay.
So it's merging. It's merging. I don't know how you merge immediately or not. I can't. I'm
Shit
trying
takes
to read an
time.
article, but either way,
Alan,
when the new consoles come out, they will have EA Play, and then sometime in December you can merge Ultimate and EA Play. I got to figure out how to do it, or maybe I can't yet. I don't know. Either way.
I'm sure they'll come out with stuff when
Yeah.
when you can do it. They'll have some kind of documentation on what's going on with that.
But man, we're on a. We'll get to Sony. Don't worry, everybody. But first, still talking about Microsoft, and by Microsoft I mean Nintendo.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, what
Nintendo?
Microsoft topic are you
What the
going for?
fuck?
Well, we
is
were
this
talking about
gaming?
Mojang.
I don't know how it snuck up here when there's a Nintendo section much later on, but we'll talk about this 'cause
Fine,
it's
fine.
worthy
Yeah.
of its own conversation.
Like,
Here
what
it is.
happened?
Oh, here. You know
Yeah.
what? We'll reorder. Boom. Easy.
I was gonna say,
Alright, cool.
I don't remember.
All right, cool. It's Nintendo time.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Fuck the rest. Let's just talk about the real news. New Smash Fighter. As per usual, everyone is salty. I don't know why. So, Minecraft Steve, the meme is real. He's finally a character. I saw the
meme.
trailer and I was like, fucking finally. Everyone can shut up and finally we'll get Sora for Smash next time. Fucking confirmed. I'm fine with this. He looks really cool.
So the funniest
Ooh,
thing for me
weird.
was when. So I actually watched the direct later. I watched the VOD of it because it was literally like 2 minutes long. It was nothing. But Sakurai straight up saying, "Yo, a Nintendo executive came into my office, looked at me, and said, yo, so Steve is gonna be in Smash. Figure it out."
I still haven't
Wait.
seen
Just
the exact
cracked
clip
me
of
up.
him talking about this.
He literally talks about, he's like, sometimes people, like, they'll come to me and say, can we make this work in Smash? And I was like, yes, I can make this work in Smash. It's, It was really funny. Instead of him being like, because there's been like with Byleth and stuff, you could tell Sakurai actually knew what like Fire Emblem stuff he was talking about. Like he was nerding out about it, and this is just like, yeah, it's Minecraft Steve. We had to rework how the entire game works so that you can mine blocks out of every stage and lay blocks down and build stuff.
That's crazy. If that's the case, that's bullshit.
God.
Yeah, they totally did.
And they can't manage fucking Waluigi.
So here's the big thing about why they won't do Waluigi. So
Oh boy.
Sakurai alludes to it frequently in his videos, but won't outright say it. But he has this standard that DLC characters need to have this different complexity than a base Smash Bros. Character would have. And this started back in Wii U when they were adding shit like Cloud's Limit Break, or the fact that Bayonetta can just adjust the game time so everything works slower. These were unique mechanics for the characters that they ended up not trying to use on other characters. And the issue, I call it an issue because I don't personally like it. It feels like base characters are gimped compared to everyone in DLC. But like you look at the DLC for Switch, and like everyone's got insane shit. Like get rid of Banjo because his mechanic is that he has a move that only works an X number of times per lives, which I think is stupid. But you look at stuff like how, what's his name? Hero from Dragon Quest works. And it's just the idea of just opening up your menu and having random moves every time. And just every DLC character has this crazy complexity to it. And I think Minecraft is like one of like we've hit the ceiling. I don't know if you can slam more shit into a game that has an up B, down B, neutral B, and side B. But the problem is, and I'm going to ask you this is a serious question, is like, what would Waluigi's moves be?
They would be Luigi's moves.
There it is.
Okay, but you want to use up a whole DLC spot for a Luigi clone?
Yes.
No, why wouldn't they be a Luigi Wario kind of thing? I mean,
So,
like that's what
real.
Luigi is against.
Luigi is in because he was a
Mario.
filler character in the original. Let's be real.
You know
here.
what I think would be really cool? What if they just threw it in as a secret, kind of like we were talking about, like Lucille in the secret lair? What if the last character of a season just also comes out with Waluigi?
So,
Yeah. Also, like, you don't even need to put a lot of work in there because the character's already in the game as Luigi. You just gotta color him purple. And I know that's not hard to do, but they still can't fucking do that.
so he's
No,
already in
honestly,
the game as an assist trophy. So Sakurai's
yeah,
already mentioned he doesn't
I
want to
get
go through the
that.
effort of removing assist trophies to make characters.
It just seems like I just don't really care about a lot of any of these DLC. Like most of these DLC characters, I don't fucking give a shit about.
Oh yeah,
They're
Midman
like-
was whatever, but I think Steve is going to be very interesting.
Steve is gonna be interesting, like mechanically, I guess. But it's like, it's just like what it's Steve.
Nah, man, it's just not right,
Like,
man.
We could have had
It's like
more
furries. No,
characters.
it's like furries. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's like furries. It shouldn't exist. There,
Wait,
I
why
said it.
do you not like Minecraft in general?
No, I don't like Minecraft.
I love
See, that's the difference. I love Minecraft. It's a fun
That's not
game.
my point. That's not my point at all. It's just too weird, and I can't like accept it. And like the weird thing is, I don't even play Smash. I honestly shouldn't even care about this. It's just
Hold on,
weird.
Can
have
I
you
ask-
played as Villager in Smash?
I have.
Do you find his tree making move unusual? Because I feel like they just kind of expanded that for the Minecraft.
It is,
character.
but I fucked a lot of people up with that tree, so like I don't
It's
really
a cool
care.
move.
Yeah,
Can I say-
people suck.
How many people are actually playing Smash with Nintendo's netcode and coronavirus still going on? So not exactly a lot of tournaments still.
Yo, look at that goose egg.
Look, Nintendo
Yeah,
doesn't make money off
exactly.
tournaments.
Like it's cool. Like there are better characters that they could add. You know.
How many are we down to?
There should be 3 more in the fighter pass, and then they're done. Forever.
Oh yeah, because he announced it's
Forever.
the second fighter pass.
Yeah,
done
because
for
it
good.
seems like Sakurai doesn't want to work on Smash anymore.
He sounds like he hasn't wanted to work on Smash.
Top
Yeah,
3
in
for a
picks.
while.
Yeah,
In fact,
I
the
don't think he
licensing restriction-
wanted to make this one.
He didn't want it. I think their idea was to make one that they would port forward, but the problem is you can't, like, all of the DLC characters were special licensing scenarios. I don't know if they'd be able to port them all forward. Apparently Square Enix was very butthurt about having to have Cloud in a second Smash game, which I just don't understand.
Why?
Dude,
Why
fuck.
wouldn't you want your branding like?
Because they hate licensing out their characters. Because
So-
there's always a risk that it goes wrong.
So 30 seconds, each of you, because I don't have a dog in the race. Each of you give me 3 characters you would like to see. Not what you think. What would you like to see that's reasonable?
Oh fuck.
Aiden, go first.
Squall.
Okay, that's one.
Sora.
Okay. Not
Uh,
Japanese. Last one. It has to be a
Not
Western
Not
one.
Japanese.
Yeah, you can have 2
Has to be
Japanese.
Western?
One. Well, I mean, pick something not Japanese for your last one.
Oh my god. I had 30 seconds, man. You didn't even
t-
prep. I
right.
didn't have enough time to prep for this.
All right, fine. Tyler, what are your 2 Japanese? Because they're probably all doing 2 Japanese.
2 Japanese.
No.
Oh.
I'm just assuming Aiden's formula
No,
made sense.
I
to you.
want
Okay.
Master Chief.
Yep.
I want Leon Kennedy.
Okay.
And I want. Oh shit.
Okay, they'll think about there too. Freeman, give me 2 of yours.
All right, so Sora for Smash because I've been throwing that around a lot. I honestly, even though it's a meme, Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yep.
And I don't
Okay.
know who
That would
my third
actually-
would be. I
yes.
haven't really thought this hard about
Dante
it.
would also be cool. That's not my third, but Dante, yes.
All right, Aiden, give us your third now.
Oh wait, Phoenix Wright.
Oh, okay.
Easy.
Are we just gonna go down Marvel vs. Capcom?
Wait,
Hold up.
Freeman.
Oh,
Wait, Freeman. You broke the 2 Japanese limit rule.
But it's
No,
Smash
I
Bros.
didn't.
They're all Japanese.
No, they're not. We
They're
just
not all
saw that with
Japanese.
Minecraft. Oh, can I just say to give you guys a
Okay,
second
just because
to
they're an
think,
anomaly doesn't mean they make the rule.
just to give a second to think. Also, can I just say the Steve Kirby was pretty cute.
I've seen
Oh,
so many
God.
mock-ups of it. I don't know what the real one looks like.
Oh, I saw what the real one looks like. It's pretty adorable. It's just like Kirby's head turns into a
Damn,
Kirby
Steve
turns into
Kirby's a real
square.
person.
Oh my god. Okay, Aiden, did you come up with a third?
I'm still thinking. Go to Tyler.
Tyler, third?
Balthier from Final Fantasy 12.
Ooh, okay. I've never heard that name before, so I'm assuming that's a
deep cut.
spicy pick.
It's
Um,
a deep cut.
Referencing
he's the
Final Fantasy
main-
12 in this day and age.
Yo, he's the main character. I like that game. I don't give a fuck.
Freeman, can you think of anyone not Japanese who you think could sneak
See,
in?
that
here?
would imply that I play Western video games.
Oh my god.
If I had to pick one, maybe Geralt.
I was just
He's a cool guy.
hell yeah.
He's a cool
And
guy.
you know what? You know what? Witcher is on Switch technically, so that'd be pretty sick.
Yes, it's eligible.
I wonder
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
that'd be pretty hilarious to have Geralt though, because that would mean he's in 2 fighting games.
Yo, the spy from
Yeah.
Team Fortress 2. That's my third.
Tracer from
wait,
Overwatch?
that's not even legal, right? Isn't it
Uh,
anything on a
TF2
Nintendo console? TF2's never been on a Nintendo, right?
I don't think so.
No,
I
the
mean-
Halo hasn't either.
Fucking
But
Halo
Overwatch
has
is
it.
on Switch.
You said who would you want to see
Oh,
in
yeah.
Smash?
Okay,
I
that's
told
fine
you
then.
what
That's
I
fine.
want to see in Smash.
Yo, oh yeah, there you go. Overwatch is on Switch, so fucking.
Tracer can be there.
Hear me
No,
out.
Genji, because he has a sword. I'd
Ooh.
rather have a melee character than
Hear me
somebody
out.
else.
Last character's Master Chief, and they're going to announce Master Chief Collection for Switch. Same time.
Jesus
That'd be a
Christ.
spicy event.
Internet
that-
would literally melt.
Yo, you fucking listen to Microsoft?
You
Wow.
listen to Microsoft? You listening Nintendo?
So are we all smashed out?
Yeah. Let me just get through the quick other things
Yeah, I was
Nintendo
gonna
had
say,
brought up
so
in the last couple weeks.
With more direct news.
So they had they're not for the independent series. I guess it's like the third party ones. Point is, the Monster Hunter team finally wanted to announce what they're doing for Switch, because I think up until now all the Monster Hunter titles for Switch were just like remasters of 3DS games. They announced Monster Hunter Rise, which everyone's flipping out because in addition to palicos, you now have the dog equivalent of a palico, which I forget what they like a palamute or something they called it. I just keep calling this
Palamute.
Monster Hunter Doggo edition. There you go.
It's got to be.
Palamute.
I'm guessing, but if based on
Probably.
what you said, that sounds.
Point
reasonable.
is, there's a lot of jumping combat. Your dog's fighting. It's not like a palico where there's support. Like your dog is attacking monsters.
Damn.
It looks fun, and it looks like they learned a lot from what people like from Monster Hunter World. So like there aren't like so in World zones were continuous, whereas the older games like there was a loading screen between zones and everything was kind of sectioned off. It seems like they're doing the Monster Hunter World everything's one map approach. So I'm very excited to see what happens with this. They announced something else that direct, but I really wasn't paying attention. And then tomorrow they are having another Treehouse where they are showing off 2 things. One is the Hyrule Warriors sequel, which they've started showing off new character designs for. And then the last one, which no one cares about but me, is the Pikmin 3 is getting remastered for Switch. I absolutely do not want to go track down a Wii U to play this. My brother played it. He loved it. I never got a chance to start it. So I do want to play Pikmin 3. So maybe I'll pick that up. Problem is they're definitely going to charge $60 for it, and that's no good.
And that's no
That's
good.
no good. Gotta throw that Sega reference at Nintendo.
Right.
All right, that was all from the directs. We'll see if there's any sudden new announcements. Oh, last thing. The last Pokemon DLC is coming out. They confirmed 80 new Pokemon. I don't even know if they do the full Pokedex. Honestly, I have not followed. Saw the trailer for the DLC. Came out a week ago.
Nice.
The addiction is done.
Finally purged. This is quick before we get to the third big developer to take a break from gaming for a second. This is just, there's been so many movie delays, but two big ones that kind of not affected, but like two of the only ones that I give a shit about.
This made me upset a lot.
Remember back when COVID started and like started getting talked about like end of last year, everyone's like, this won't be that bad. And then we get to the new year and James Bond is like, hey, you know how we were coming out in April? How about we're coming out on fucking Thanksgiving? And everyone's like, what? That's crazy. That's too far out. Lo and behold, we get to October and James Bond is like, hey, guess what? April again.
And I just want to cry.
And it's
like
actually,
actually.
man, just fucking put it out digitally so I can watch this movie. It's been done for like 2 years. Just let me watch it.
It's been done for so goddamn long.
It's such a done movie. Just let me watch it. And then another big one, because my father-in-law and Val, they're, especially him, big Dune fan. And he even made a joke about it. I've waited 20 years. What's one more? Dune is delayed till next year. The reason this is kind of big news is because these are two of the, especially Bond was like the movie that theaters were staying open to get people acclimated to coming in again to get ready for James Bond. When the James Bond news broke, I think at least Regal and maybe like AMC or somebody.
They're like, yo, fuck
Regal, it's Regal, AMC, and Cineworld.
All announced, boom, we're
Yeah.
done for the year. We're closing.
Damn, how am I going to watch Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel 3 then? This is ridiculous.
I believe AMC also made a statement that they don't know if they'll actually ever be able to open.
Jesus.
Yeah, it might not be financially responsible to attempt to reopen.
Well, either way, so this is kind of just death knell for the year for anyone who thought they would go back to a movie for the holidays.
Yep, so much for that.
I don't know what Friedman's going to be doing Christmas Day now, but
No. So the entire Jewish community is in shambles right now. We have like Christmas is fucking ruined. We don't know what's happening.
Oh God. But yeah, so this is just, I don't know. There's also lots of movies getting pushed to like 2022 because they haven't started production yet. Things like that, you know, not the same thing as, you know, movies that like I just read a headline before, Jurassic World Dominion is now coming. Who cares about that movie? But that's coming out in 2022. A lot of things are getting pushed because they still can't be worked on. So it's I don't know. It's still unprecedented what's happening here. And all I want to do is watch. It's like no other movie I care about. I care about like these two. Like what else is in the pipeline? There's no Star Wars movies. There's no interesting movies in the pipeline to even talk about, much less watch.
Are there, so for real, I don't want to derail us, but like, are there any franchises that are like still alive and kicking right now that like aren't like destroyed?
I have to imagine
Like
there'll be a
anything
new
with
Fast
Fortnite?
and Furious at some point.
Oh, that hot new game just came out.
Oh my god, that's right.
What?
The Fast and Furious
there's a new
game.
Fast
Oh
and
yeah,
Furious
that
game.
piece of shit. Yeah.
Literally that piece of shit.
Yeah. So I can't think of. There's like nothing else in theaters that or like coming to theaters that I'm interested in. Although I will say on Reddit I saw a hilarious headline, or it was a picture of the poster for Nicolas Cage's new movie.
Oh my god, this movie looks wild.
So let me read the Reddit post about this movie. First poster for action fantasy Jiu-Jitsu starring Nicolas Cage about an ancient order of expert jiu-jitsu fighters facing alien invaders in a battle for Earth every 6 years. Cage's character and his team of jiu-jitsu fighters band together to defeat the Brax, the alien leader. This
Feels like every bad 80s movie rolled into one.
Oh man.
This is the most generic poster. I'm going to try to share it to Discord from my phone.
because they don't want to reveal what the aliens look like.
This is. Hold on. There it is.
Thanks to there being no other competition, this might end up being film of the year,
Oh
like an
my-
Oscar
There it is.
award-winning Nicolas Cage.
There's the poster. Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh my god. Yo, listeners, go look at this. This is crazy. It's a straight B movie poster. Like actually.
But
I mean,
I swear,
what
this is
else
going to
does
win
he
an
do?
Oscar for best
So-
action scene.
So
What else does Nicolas Cage do these days?
going back to the theaters for a second, a lot of people have been. I saw a couple comments on Reddit, like the top comments on Reddit about movies getting delayed or stuff. People just going, "Man, the new Bad Boys movie is really going to be the highest-grossing box office movie of 2020."
Yeah. Like actually though.
I like this director has a particular niche. He directed Jiu-Jitsu, but he also is the director of Kickboxer Retaliation. So
Oh shit!
He likes his
That
martial arts.
gem.
I just want to see Nicolas Cage's stunt double doing a lot of flips and kicks that he clearly couldn't do. That
doesn't he
sounds.
claim to do his own stunts though?
Yeah, it's like Steven Seagal though. You don't want to see him do his own stunts. So, after our movie break,
Shit.
we have some other big news because we had this news for the Xbox last time we recorded, but since then, Sony has finally pulled back the curtain on PlayStation pricing and release date.
Hold on, so I'm drawing a blank. Was Final Fantasy 16 announced before our last episode, or did it happen in this
Oh, no,
weird
since-
3-week period?
It happened during this or
Yeah.
after this.
Okay,
week.
geez, we haven't recorded in forever.
Yeah, we haven't recorded in a
yeah.
month.
Yeah, so there's some games.
There are some games. Quite a few games actually.
Yes. Still nothing that's gonna get me to buy anything at launch. Although this is not a thing for me. Like with PS4, I didn't buy it until 2 years into its life cycle. So it's
Yeah. Also, I think we're pretty solidly into the trend of, hey guys, halfway through the life cycle, we're gonna come out with a better PS5.
Yes.
which I'm wondering if it's worth the wait, because I saw some guy did some mock-ups for what each console is going to look like in your living room, and like even though you can tell how big a PS5 is going to be just from looking at the disc slot compared to the rest of the device, like it looked massive in these renders. Like this thing, the PS5 is huge. Like I think it's like 30% taller than the Series X, and the Series X is also kind of a tall console. So like this thing's big.
These are some
Yeah.
big boys.
If you go
This
vertical,
is
it's going to creep up on your TV.
This reminds me of back in the PS3 days when the PS3
standing
came
vertical.
out and everybody was like, "Oh, it's so fucking big," and now we're just, it's like phones. They're just gonna keep getting bigger. They gotta fit those fat graphics cards in there, you know.
Putting it horizontal, I'm not going to notice, but like lining up the tall way, like it's got some length to it.
Yeah, it is tall. That's what I actually. I mean, I guess it works the same way with the Xbox, but I can't stand just the box.
I like how ever since the PS3 Xbox One era, every console manufacturer's been like, look, we really don't want you putting other things on top of this console. Like we got ventilation holes now, like please don't do that. We're gonna make it curved. Please just don't try to balance anything on top of this.
Yeah, my controller's still going up there. I don't care what they tell me.
Yeah, it's still going on top no matter what. I'll tell you what.
So, and I believe along with this, these game prices, next gen, all $70.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Woo!
Not Cyberpunk
Except
though.
on PC.
Yeah.
Except on PC. So it's a good time to
If
be
you
a
had
PC
more
player.
reason.
Jesus fucking.
Well, actually,
We're made of
I was gonna say
money.
There's a new reason to be a PC gamer. We'll get to it after Amazon's attempt at PC gaming.
Oh God. Oh, I can't wait.
Was there anything else we wanted to touch on with Sony before we move on to the?
The price.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, it's $100 more.
The
than
top
the
ends are
Xbox?
matching.
Top ends match.
Oh
but
right. It's the
small
discless
one.
PS5 is $100 more than the discless
But
Xbox.
is the same power, unlike the Xbox, which is weaker.
Yeah, so I think I want to say they both fill very different niches. The
Yes.
discless PS5 one is that I'm going to buy 3 games and I'd like to save some money. It's still a PS5. Whereas with the Series S, it's definitely the the budget conscious, the parents buying for kids, anyone who doesn't want to fork over a lot of money and generally get the same
It's the Game
experience.
Pass machine,
They
like I
don't
said.
care- yeah, if they don't care about like I don't need 120 frames per second. I don't need the 4K. Like I just want to play a game. Like this is the best bang for your buck way to play a game. Whereas the discless PS4 or PS5
Is
is
literally
like,
just
you can save a little money and it becomes money in Sony's pocket for games.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think that
And,
they're very different.
All those poor kids aren't even gonna get that because everybody, all them grandparents are gonna be buying the Xbox One X
Mm.
because they can't figure out fucking naming conventions.
It's weird though. Like you have to know. They have to know, right? They have to know that people are confused. There's I don't
genuinely
want to
wonder.
believe they do.
I want to have like listen in on like what are they called? Market research. Like meetings of people who do market research, and they're like, people are fucking confused. And what does management say? Like, oh, this time we swear. Like, Tyler, you'll get this reference. This is a deep cut. In Name of the Wind, the library issue that she talks about, that the friend who works in the library, and she's like, every management site. It's basically every time a new manager comes in, they know that what they're doing. They reshuffle everything, then they're gone, and then someone else fucks it up because before the first thing is even a quarter of the way done and does their own thing. And it's how you just build a rickety tower on top of each other.
It's a mountain.
I don't know if that's what's happening here, but it feels like it, right? We went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to Xbox One X and S, and then Xbox Series X and S.
I'm willing to bet they're like, we got to keep the S and the X. Like that was important. But
why?
Moving from one to series doesn't feel like it's like I don't think calling it Series X sounds bad. I feel like calling it doesn't make it sound like a next generation of console. It just sounds like another product.
Yeah. I think see, I want to say in like 7 years when we've clearly established ourselves as even theoretically entering another generation of consoles, or at least being like on the second batch of these consoles, the old consoles will be so far gone that only like, gamers will care about that old naming stuff, and that the general public won't be thinking about the Xbox One X anymore. I think that's what Microsoft is banking on. They're like, let's just get through this rough patch. We planned out 20 years of these series names. We'll just do that. I
certainly hope they did, given they started at the end of the alphabet.
I completely agree, because are we going to, like, I was looking at Verizon texted me today. They're like, hey, you want $20 off a Series S20 phone, or a Samsung S20? And I'm like, so does that mean Samsung is now doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40?
I think they wanted to align with the current year.
Oh my. See, but okay.
They're doing the Apple thing.
Okay, in that case, it's a super weird transition for like 2 years, because then I have the S8. Well, I have the S23.
Well, here's the thing though. There's I'm trying to like form a sentence here, and it's awful. When your Xbox Series X has backwards compatible with Xbox One X, that's when the naming scheme gets weird. But like, you don't have an S20 and an S10 aren't like. There's no confusion of what you're talking about, and there's also no like cross anything between them.
No,
they're both Samsung
Freeman,
phones.
I completely it is not nearly as bad of a problem. It was just the closest thing I could come up with for this is kind of the same weird swerve on naming thing. Because I guess Microsoft was like, well, what do we call it? The Xbox 2X or the Xbox 2? Like,
and they refuse to just call it the Xbox 4 because they don't want to be one number behind PlayStation.
Yeah, and here's how they solve it. The next Xbox that comes out to compete with the PS6 should just be the Xbox X6.
So you mean the Xbox Series X6?
Sure.
Or the
whatever.
Xbox
because
One
they're also
X6.
going to call the Xbox X Series
Like,
X.
if they really want to
X
keep
F
this
for the
series,
budget
just like
version.
fucking throw the goddamn 6 in there and just keep the same number as PlayStation so you can stop coming up with these stupid fucking names. Like, I mean, we should have. Who knows?
Let's
You
see
should have.
it.
Maybe you should have just stuck with like the 360, the 720.
Let me
Fucking do
just
the
say,
half console gen and
I'm
come
very
out with the
glad
Xbox
that
900.
I'm very glad that this is the only problem I have with Microsoft going into this generation is just the naming scheme. I think everything else they're doing with this product is fine. I like you said, fly on the wall. Like, I want to know who the fuck was like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yep.
this is perfect. There's no other naming scheme that works. We have to go with this.
Like, I have to imagine there was a meeting where they literally racked their brains for hours. There has to be some marketing team that was like, what the fuck? How do we salvage this? And they
and that's the
sold
best
some,
they all came up with.
Yeah, legitimately.
This is what we got.
I mean,
Like-
other than that, Microsoft, you're doing good. Your software as a service is fucking killing.
I haven't used Game
Keep that
Pass in a
shit up.
while. I'm still happy to be paying for it. I should look into it tomorrow when I'm bored.
The value right there for their software is
Mhm.
great, and the hardware's it looks fine. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I just don't have a reason to buy an Xbox because PC.
Right.
It looks like they have a good cooling solution, which is like, when it comes to Xboxes, that's what matters most.
Yes. Speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
software, though, real quick, you guys mentioned Final Fantasy 16. There's also the remake of Spider-Man. What else did Sony announce?
Heavy air quotes on
Do you
remake.
mean the Miles Morales?
I
Yeah.
thought there was like an actual remake because I saw screenshots of Peter floating around that looked weird.
Oh, maybe they're doing. I'm not really sure.
Or maybe
I thought
just-
it was like
maybe
its
just-
own standalone thing with Miles.
Well, I thought there was also a re-release or something, but with like updated graphics, maybe, of the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, I figured it was like an enhanced re-release.
Either
thing.
way,
I'm not really
anyway.
sure.
But what other games were there? I don't actually remember. Does anyone remember any?
They
Look, if it's
did
not
a
Persona
show.
6, I'm not paying attention.
They showed off a new trailer for Resident Evil 8, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Resident Evil, real quick, apparently they're resetting the movie universe and have announced casting for a new movie universe. I'm not even kidding.
All right.
I'm not
All
even kidding.
right.
For
All
real?
right.
All right.
All right.
no.
All right.
Hold on,
all
I'm gonna
right.
go back to r/slash
No.
movies about this. Hold on, Tyler.
Listen.
Tyler, hold on.
No.
No,
I'm
it's too late.
tired.
You've triggered him. You've
No.
triggered
Tyler,
him.
where is
No,
it? Oh, where'd
Tim.
it go?
I don't care. I'm done. Tyler
Where did
is
this go?
done. I can't do this anymore.
Oh, Resident Evil cinematic reboot cast major heroes and villains.
I can't do this anymore, man. Like, I'm so tired.
Yeah, but your wallet isn't.
No, Freeman, I can't. I just can't, dude. Like, my heart can't
wait,
take it anymore.
Hold on. I saw an article that contradicts our earlier statement.
With
According
what?
to Fox Business, AMC and Cinemark are not planning to close. Regal did.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I was mistaken. I thought because
Maybe-
all of the articles that I've read have had all 3 of them in it. So I just, that's my bad.
There's a Fox Business article on our movies saying that right now. Also, the Batman movie got pushed to 2022 also. Anyway, back to Sony.
Of course.
Back to Sony. Another game super hyped for that unfortunately we didn't see anything about. Fucking God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be dope.
That is going to be dope.
It really is gonna be fucking great.
A game that nobody cares about, Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that's exclusive.
Like
I'm interested, but it's probably going to be nothing.
You know it's a problem, though?
it will
when the-
probably be nothing, but they made it look cool.
But you know what the funny thing is? The sad thing about the announcement is they had to immediately come out and say J.K. Rowling has had minimal involvement in this game project.
You know what? Honestly, I'd rather it be that way.
Oh no, look, Aiden, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like, it sucks for them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can't talk about our game. We have to talk about the original creator not being involved with our game to appease people before we can talk about how good our game is.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does.
You know what does or doesn't suck? Freeman, I don't know if it sucks or not. It sounds like you know if it sucks or not.
So I don't know too much about it other than that Amazon is like, hey, we saw what Google did with Stadia. We want to do it too. So Amazon, who's got the corner on cloud servers, thinks they can do it better.
Isn't it them and Microsoft, or is it really them?
I think it's.
I thought
what?
Azure was like big.
Azure's big, but it does not have the market share that AWS has.
Okay.
In terms of like actual products, they're very close and they're very competitive, but just way more. A larger percent of the internet is currently hosted on AWS.
Okay, you would know, so that's why I brought it up.
Yes, because that's
my job.
Yes.
That's my job. I'm doing my job.
Just doing my job.
You don't earn money from the TNT podcast all day. That's all. That's not.
I earn at best a pizza a year, but that's more than enough to keep me going. Amazon has not come out with too many of the details, but like honestly, I think that in a one-to-one showdown with Google, given that Amazon has all the server space in the universe, they can probably end up delivering the better latency experience when it comes to streaming your entire game experience. It's really all going to come down to how they not market, but how they price it. So I don't know if you guys knew about this because I didn't know about it either until I did some looking into Stadia. But when Stadia launched, you needed like a premium subscription, and then you had to purchase games. Since then, Google has changed it, and now you can just buy a Stadia and you can be on the free version, which I don't know if it limits you to 1080p. It's some like restriction that basically doesn't matter for most Stadia users. And at that point, it's free to use, and you just need to buy the games you want. So it's just they made it better, and they just completely failed to market it to anyone until it's too late. And then on top of that, fuck Luna. I'm here to talk about why Stadia failed. Google, this week, it got leaked and it already started selling on Amazon before Google even announced it. But they showed off the brand new Chromecast, which, unlike existing Chromecast, requires you to use a phone to control it. And all the Chromecast is doing is fetching the streaming content. The new Chromecast has its own, I think it's called Android TV, but it has a UI, and it's basically meant to be the Roku killer.
Oh my God, no way.
So the idea is it has multi-layers to it. You can just connect to it like you could a normal Chromecast, or you can use the remote and just control it that way. But the problem is they're trying to rush it out ASAP, and part of that is it won't have Stadia support until sometime in the first half of 2021. And it would not be the end of the world if you could still purchase any of the other Chromecasts that support Stadia. But Google, despite saying that, no, we're still going to sell them, is not selling them on their website, and they're sold out everywhere worldwide.
Instantly.
So you can no longer buy a Chromecast that is compatible with Stadia, because all the new ones they're selling won't be compatible until like halfway through next year. So like any semblance that Google had of attempting to improve a service with a rocky launch has been thrown out the window. Like, I had hope that maybe they could turn around. I've lost all hope. Stadia is just fucking dead. Google fucked it up. If you just marketed that it was free and like literally sold a product it could be used with, perhaps we'd be talking. But nah. Now I'm looking at Amazon Luna and I want to say, can they do it? Because ultimately, I want to see a service like this succeed.
So
I won't personally use it. I just want it to succeed.
The interesting thing
feel
there...
like...
No, go ahead.
I honestly, I feel like Game Pass is in a way better position to take over that market than either of these two. Like, well, one, Stadia's fucked, so like whatever. Amazon Luna, if you can do it, that's great. But like, I feel like Xbox is going to, or Microsoft specifically, is going to be in a very good position in the very near future to start saying, hey, you can just stream games from Game Pass.
So here's
and
the
that's
other
going to
big
be
part of
coming
that.
with xCloud.
I was just going to say xCloud is the killer there. Where now, like, you can already do xCloud on your phone. I haven't tried it, but I know it's out there, at least a beta form. Like, xCloud exists on your phone. And
Microsoft
I think I think that is their sneaky plan to kind of crush Stadia and like beat, because like you said, Freeman, they can't really match Google or Amazon in a lot of ways like that. At least I don't think they could. But they can sneak in, look at all of our games. Like, Google Stadia had to buy up all of their exclusives and stuff. Microsoft has Game Pass just sitting there. They're like, hey, you want to just sign up for Game Pass and get xCloud?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm basically at the point in my life where it's not that I don't want to purchase the hardware, but there's a lot of scenarios like I go home with my parents and I don't want to own a gaming laptop. They are generally bulky. But like when I go home and I'm home for the whole weekend, like I don't like being cut off from my games. Like if I could just stream to literally any screen a game I own, that'd be perfect. And truth be told, that's what I want. But none of the services so far have really gotten there. If Game Pass does it, then I will be more than happy to start paying for it. So, it seems like great value.
So here's another real world thing, like you're saying. So I am probably within 48 hours going to have a new job, and I've been told that this job will require like 5 to 10% travel, which is a big step up because I've had zero travel for my current job. If I'm traveling, I think a service like this would matter way more to me because if I'm alone, not at home with my friends and family, I don't want to be on Discord 24/7 on a laptop where I can't do anything or my tablet. Suddenly xCloud or just Game Pass is a system where I can just get a game before I go, try out the game, and play it on the trip. I didn't pay for it. I didn't do anything. And that just seems so perfect in that future world potentially.
I think it solves the issue that when we had our big Stadia discussion, the two issues we had were who would want this, and we've now figured out it might be us in corner case scenarios. But the problem is we don't want to buy games specifically for this platform that we use in corner case scenarios. With the Game Pass solution, it's you're not paying extra to have that game available when you do it. Like you're paying for the game and the ability to do it is kind of like slapped on at the end.
That's what everyone said as soon as Stadia came out. Why are you making us pay for the service and the games? And they changed it too late. Yeah.
They picked the one that seems like it's not where else is going. They went for the you still pay for the games, but it can be free. And it seems like everyone just wants the, we're in the subscription era. I'd rather just pay a subscription.
Yeah, I feel like Xbox, they took the right approach with Game Pass because they kind of have the same. I feel like it's almost like the Netflix strategy, right? Where it's like, because Netflix, like, you could barely fucking stream Netflix for a really long time. It was just DVD rentals.
Yep.
And then they were eventually, they went back in my day, before all you young whippersnappers had unlimited access to all the movies and TV you wanted.
You had a disc for Wii to load the Netflix app.
Yeah, dude.
And then they eventually hit a point where it's like, okay, we're financially stable enough and we have the infrastructure to just fucking stream our shit out. So we're going to do that now. And Xbox seems like they're kind of doing the same thing. Whereas Stadia, they were like, okay, we're going to brute force our way into the market.
We're going to try and fail.
Obviously, I think they thought there was more demand there than there actually was.
Here's the thing. It's like if Netflix had tried to launch 5 years earlier, it probably wouldn't have worked because the internet wasn't there. You needed other pieces in place, and Stadia just was like, here's no games you care about on a service from a company who's not reliable for keeping things going when they have a rocky start. Microsoft is coming in and saying, we've been doing consoles for 20 years.
Microsoft's like, we've been living in a rocky start for a while.
We have a shit ton of games. Here's a new way to play them, and it just evolves so much more naturally.
Yep. And just as a reminder, Blockbuster had an offer to buy Netflix for $50 million.
Didn't do it. And Microsoft just bought fucking Bethesda and Mojang a few years ago. So
fucking
spend money.
$7.5 billion for Zenimax.
Insanity.
Also, I forgot to mention, sorry, real quick, step back to the PS5.
Sure.
The Demon Souls gameplay looks really fucking good.
Yeah, it's one of the only things I'm sad about not getting to play anytime soon. Maybe I'll get a PS5.
We can rectify
If I get my new job and get a big pay bump, maybe I'll get a PS5 now.
Yes.
Speaking of a lot of money and big pay, though.
Oh boy! So
I don't need one of these.
last time we spoke, the RTX 30 series, which by the way, they are fucking up the numbering scheme again. Nvidia, I thought you learned your lesson after the last time we had the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000
How many times do we have
series.
to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, real. And it's just like, we ran out. We can't do the 11 series. Fuck, we'll do 20. I'm like, okay, cool. So next year's gonna be like the 21, right? To line up with it being 2021, right? Nah, RTX 30 series. So the cards come out. Everyone's flipping out. Every PC reviewer in the world is doing their thermals on the Founders Edition. When on day one, everyone who bought third-party cards starts reporting that their boards are crashing. I wonder what happened. I wonder what it has to do with the new fucking 10-pin power.
12
pin.
pin.
Sorry, 12-pin on the... Exactly. No one's ever done this before. Point is, NVIDIA had a very specific power requirement for their boards that they just, like, straight up forgot to outline in the guide to the board partners that, like, hey, like, this exact number, it's super important that you hit this power requirement. And, like, no one followed it, and that's what's causing all the failure. So, in the end, if you bought yours right from NVIDIA, you're A-okay. And if you bought any of the board partners, you're fucked. So, what message does this send to everyone? It says, buy the cards from NVIDIA. But, yeah.
That's
overall,
hard, though.
Rocky starts the launch. It's...
Because they've been sold out instantly everywhere.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like Newegg crashed or something like that too at launch of one of these cards?
Oh, I was watching I think Bitwit had a video on it where he went to go see the lineup for the
Micro
the
Center in
release.
town had a had a sign outside that said no Nvidias.
I'm not surprised. Every store got like I think like 20 cards or something.
Instant gone.
Gone. Sold out.
Oh, of course.
But it's funny that everyone thought they'd be abundantly available. And everyone started selling their 20 series cards. They're all super cheap on eBay right now. But now the NVIDIA CEO has kind of let the cat out of the bag that like they've had manufacturing problems for all of 2020 and no one needed an explanation as to why because everyone already fucking knew it. So 30 series production is down. They're lowering 20 series production because they're trying to ramp up 30 series. And the CEO's like, yeah, there's going to be a big boom this holiday season and we straight up will not be able to fit like any of this demand.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Like, that's what they said, especially surrounding, I don't think the 3070's launched yet, but surrounding the launch of the 3070, because that is like, the 3070 is going to be the best bang for your buck graphics card in a long time.
Yeah, the 3070s are wild. Although, you better upgrade those power supplies, boys, if you want one of these.
Yeah, I'm doing a rebuild probably end of next year, the earliest.
Sounds about right for me too.
But that said, my card is a 2070, so I'm not really looking to upgrade the graphics card. Just the rest of the computer's a little showing its age. It's like maybe an 8-year-old computer now.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait until like the 50 series, honestly.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like this, it is a huge performance boost, but like everything else is fine for right now.
What do
I'm
you
not
need
super
it
worried
for?
about it.
Yeah, now that I'm doing the math,
The
yeah,
Vigicams.
it'll probably be the 50 series is when I upgrade to.
Yeah, like it's you don't need to upgrade. It's not a don't fucking do shit like this.
Like,
don't upgrade your card every year. You're fucking stupid if you do shit
Yeah,
like
you
this.
don't. I'm using an i7 from 8 years ago, and it still plays games just fine. If you upgrade now, like you're good. Like games 4 to 5 years from now are not going to break your computer. You're still going to be able to play them. Maybe not on like Ultra or whatever new name they're going to come up with in 2025 to describe 4K VR ready.
Yeah, the only thing that I could think that you would maybe want to do this is if like you just got into like 4K shit and like you haven't gotten a card like and you want to do 4K. Like these cards are very good at rendering 4K comparatively to the previous generation.
I'm sitting here.
But other than that,
monitor.
it's like,
yeah,
man, I'm sitting here in front of two fucking 1080p 144 hertz monitors, and I'd rather have the frame rate.
Yep, same exact boat. I have the frame rate monitor.
Like in years down the line, where 4K is just the fucking standard, and it's like it's $200 for a fucking 120 hertz fucking 4K display, fine. But like right now, it's excessive, and I had a conversation with one of my friends in another Discord, and like some of these these aren't very stable as far as power consumption goes, and like they saw spikes of like 900 plus watts from their power supply on some of these cards. So like, maybe wait for them to iron out those kinks.
I was gonna say maybe next year I'll buy one of these cards that came off the line 2 months or a year into the future from now.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
guys. Next year, RTX will be a thing.
Yep.
It's all right. It's beginning of October. Next year, I'm going to make the same assessment. Is RTX a thing?
And
I
RTX
think it
on
will
and
be
off.
because RTX is in the new consoles, isn't it?
Yeah, once the consoles support it, you'll start seeing it elsewhere.
yeah,
But real quick, I'm just doing a quick date check. So
sure.
on Tuesday, October 5th, 2021, when we do that episode,
Oh my god.
I'm going to make a reminder to myself, is RTX a thing? Talk about it on the podcast.
Exclamation, remind me, 365 days.
Implying we won't be done professionally.
That's true. That does happen a
Wow.
lot.
That happens a lot.
But you know what doesn't happen a lot, Tyler? The release
Night
of a
City
video
Wire.
game like Cyberpunk, or in this case, well, actually, we have two Cyberpunk pieces of news. First off, Cyberpunk's gold.
Yeah, it's gold.
Cyberpunk
And
is
for
gold.
As
people who don't know, Aiden,
I
when
was
something goes
educated,
gold,
so yeah, you can shut the fuck up.
when a product goes gold, it means that it's ready to be shipped at
printed
that
on
point. Well,
disc.
I mean, literally
Printed out
printed in
discs.
gold for the master copy they're going to use to make other discs. But I don't know if that's like really a thing anymore.
who knows
mean,
if that's a thing
definitely
anymore.
is.
I mean,
It used to be more for like records where you wanted like the master copy, whereas now everything's
Oh,
digital.
sure,
so I don't
but-
know. Going gold is still the term. I don't know if they actually
Yeah.
physically print in gold anymore.
But so that happened along with the announcement of we're doing our crunch, mandatory crunch at CD Projekt, probably for
yeah.
that massive day one patch.
yep, and the internet blew up about that.
Yeah,
See,
they
it would have been
did.
interesting. They previously announced they weren't going to do this.
I
Right.
know, and then the CEO
they
was
did.
like, "Sorry, man, we really need to do this shit." But
Yeah, we
it's
totally lied.
to be, as far as I've seen, at least it's not like 70-hour work weeks or 100-hour work weeks. It's just like another full 8-hour day.
Yeah,
Because of
yeah,
Polish law?
they added another
It's like-
day onto their
Yeah,
work week.
it's like basically they have a 6th day, but they get fully compensated or like time and a half compensated. So it's not like the workers are getting completely screwed. It's not like the things about Red Dead and stuff where it's like, yeah, I didn't leave the office for a week or some shit like that.
Yeah, like, oh, damn.
yeah,
more importantly-
and I mean, I've worked in places that had way worse fucking hours than that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, does it suck? Yes. And really, if you have to crunch your team, it's just bad management at that point. Like, you fucked up somewhere down the line, especially you've already delayed the game.
I was going to say
Mhm.
So it's like, come on.
they might have delayed if they hadn't already twice delayed the game.
Yeah.
However, the stuff we did see about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Night City Wire episode 3, aka the Gangs and Factions episode.
Yeah. Talk about gangs.
So Tyler couldn't watch this live. I did. And all I texted Tyler was, "This is the most Tyler video I've ever seen about anything ever," because it was literally just look at our world building.
Yeah. And they also put together like if people wanted to like learn more about the gangs like in depth, they had that link to that website.
Yeah.
Oh, and what was it? Oh, that same website also goes through all of the districts. And I love how all of them they have like different like crime ratings. Like, you know, due to or was it as per Night City Police Department, this zone is marked as safe. And then it's like everything from like basically what their Times Square is to the desert, where it's like Night City Police Department recommends that you bring a firearm at all times.
Yep.
This zone is marked as not safe.
Damn.
And I'm like, this is the shit I'm looking for.
Inject it into my veins.
Yes,
Tyler,
I need.
Tyler is keeping himself alive for this game.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm alive. So CD Projekt, no pressure. Just letting you know.
Jesus.
But yeah, so it would, what's the release date? The 6th?
The 18th.
19th,
18. Okay, so 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
19th. You mean the
Yeah, until it gets delayed again,
No, it's the 18th.
of course.
19th? No,
It's the
it's
18th.
not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my
What the
God.
fuck are you smoking?
I think we
Everyone
all
who can
just start
Google it
Googling.
fastest.
November 19th. Tyler was right.
Lies and slander. It's
It's
18th.
only
Yeah,
like
dude, November
I've been
19th,
paying
2021. It
attention
says
to
on
this
Wikipedia.
for so
Nah,
long.
It's the 18th.
But, you know, whatever, man.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
must
wanna
be. I
listen
just
to me
must be
about
better than you
gold.
because
Wait,
mine says the 18th.
If you type
Stadia
hold on,
Q4
hold on.
2020.
Okay, I don't know if it's just because of me just Googling Cyberpunk, but I typed in time till in Google, and the first autocomplete was time till Cyberpunk 2077.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
44 days.
44 days,
Oh, I'm
4,
surprised they don't have a
5
countdown
hours.
built into the Google search for it.
That's
Right? Come on, Google. What the fuck are you doing?
Come on, it's free real estate.
43 days, Tyler. Just
It's
under 6.
too
Just
long.
just under 6 weeks.
I'm
Nah, what do
keeping
you mean?
myself
Yo.
alive for this.
Tyler, do you remember when it was like, yo, it's gonna be out in like 3 months? Just kidding, it's getting delayed.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's almost
we're almost there.
it's almost like we changed our vacation days
Yep,
twice.
on the spot, immediately.
Like immediately, like it was not even like 5 minutes later.
And the whole
After we got
office
the
knew
notification.
exactly what just happened.
Yes.
And now you both don't work there anymore.
True.
Thank
yeah,
God.
praise be.
Praise.
So anyway, speaking of praise be, Freeman.
Oh, I thought you were going to close out the Night City
No.
Wire before we go right into the Weeb shit. All right.
God,
so,
I fucking hate that.
I fucking hate.
I'm glad you do.
It's not there to be
So,
enjoyed, Aiden.
This would normally be the week where I get to talk about all the new shows, but to be perfectly honest, I'm still catching up on everything from last season. So I'm just going to go through the news and then give the quick little lead into the season as we end the Weeb shit. This is probably going to be the last topic of the podcast. But going on to the real news, and we'll start off with the really good one.
Yeah,
so
this is the one I put there.
Shows that get acquired by Netflix, I fucking hate because it means I can never ever own the Blu-ray for it. I collect Blu-rays of my favorite, like I rank the show a 9 or higher shows.
I'm gonna buy this one.
And Violet Evergarden is probably one of the it's one of the really good kill animation shows that I just could not get on Blu-ray because Netflix had it. But Funimation announced they will be releasing it on Blu-ray. How they finagled this deal, I don't know. I was about to say I don't care, but I do care a lot because it means that Funimation has the potential to buy distribution rights to shows from Netflix after their initial big stream hype moment, which I like. It's a good precedent. So hopefully we get some more releases. Hopefully we get the Violet Evergarden movie out on Blu-ray as well. Because
oh my god, the Blu-ray is only $63. I have to buy this right now.
I feel like I'm not going to see this movie in theaters, not by choice, just because it's not going to be a possibility. But hopefully that happens. Funimation, I know you listen to our podcast because what else are you doing?
Freeman, is
Right.
Right Stuff Anime a good website for buying stuff?
Yes, they're the best.
Okay, good, because they have
I've
the
spent
limited edition
so much
Blu-ray.
money on rightstuff.com. So for anyone who remembers when there was that Kickstarter to dub the entirety of Aria the animation and release it in the US for the first time, that was run by the company that runs Right Stuff.
Okay, because they have the Blu-ray limited edition available for $63, and I kind of want to instantly buy it.
Yeah, if Amazon doesn't have a better price, usually they're the best place to go for anime Blu-rays.
Okay, cool. Anyway, we can keep going.
All right.
I needed to get it out there that my favorite. Amazon is only listing it for double the money at $150, so I'm not going to do that.
Jesus
Oof.
Christ.
Damn.
Oh,
All right,
my
I should put in
God.
a Right Stuff
Never
order
mind.
tonight then.
It's a different link, but
It might be the Japanese one.
but it's
would
also
explain the
way
price.
more money. It's still 15 more bucks than the Right Stuff price.
I'm wondering if Right Stuff is the official distributor and Amazon's the resell.
Either way, anyway, we don't have to. stay on
Point
this.
is the even bigger announcement. And I forgot to fucking load the Attack on Titan opening into the soundboard to play here. But going into 2 weeks
we can
ago,
all sing it. We all know.
we all know the lyrics. Going into a couple weeks ago, there was an announcement thread from Funimation and Crunchyroll, both stating that they had both gotten streaming rights for Attack on Titan, which everyone was concerned about because Funimation owns the dubbing and home release rights for it. And they had both announced, we will be streaming it Q4 2020. And everyone's like, wow, that's kind of a bold claim considering the show hasn't officially announced it's airing in 3 weeks. So people start going through, I forget which station it is in Japan that has, but they're going through the website and they find an unreleased press statement saying that Attack on Titan will start airing on December 7th, which is unusual because the anime seasons kind of fall in line with the real seasons. So October, November, December are all the fall anime season. To start on December 7th means that you are only going to air like 4 episodes in this particular season, which leads to the theory that the last season is actually going to be 30 episodes. Yeah, they're the normal 26 you'd get from being the first 2 seasons in 2021, as well as the extra 4 you get from starting early. And then they went and they made that official press release like the following day. So we now know December 7th, it's totally happening. Crunchyroll has a properly subtitled version of the trailer that we got like 6 months ago. The subtitles changed the context for that trailer a lot. So if anyone has seen the trailer and didn't know what it meant, I'd highly recommend rewatching it. All I know is we're getting it this year, and according to our current schedule, the rest of our D&D group will be caught up with Attack on Titan by the time this season airs.
I guess we can broach into that real quick. Me and Val have been chugging through with Freeman and Luigi like crazy on Thursday nights. We just started, or actually we will start season 3 this week.
Yeah, we're going.
We are moving at like four a week. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, we were originally at 3, but it's just these episodes are so good. Anyway, moving on. Next one, only I care about because I'm me. So The World Ends With You. A phenomenal game for Nintendo DS. Just okay game for Nintendo Switch. Somehow getting an anime adaptation in 2021. They put out a new trailer. They showed off who's voicing who because they got the original cast back for like the main 5 characters, and then everyone else has been recast because no one who was involved in that game wants to be involved with it anymore.
Yep.
But the big question on everyone's mind is the thing that made this video game popular in the first place was that it had a phenomenal soundtrack. And all we want confirmation of is, are they going to use the game soundtrack in the show? For any Persona fans out there, when they did the Persona 4 anime adaptation, the big appeal was that they're keeping all the game songs in the show. And it worked so well. It did a great job of capturing the atmosphere from when you played the game. And I want them to confirm it for the World Ends With You, because like that's 90% of why I still think about World Ends With You is because of how great that soundtrack is now. Frequently I still listen to it. Moving on, this one's outdated. So I put this on here right when Funimation had started announcing their big season of acquisitions. And they opened with I love throwing on the title of this anime because everyone keeps asking me if it's the next Crunchyroll Webtoons collab. It's called The Day I Became God. No, it is not based on a manhwa, despite the naming convention they all go with. But the author, Jun Maeda, is famous for writing, I want to call them sad. Some of them aren't. If you've heard of Angel Beats, he wrote that. If you watch Charlotte and like me just fucking loved that final episode, he wrote that clusterfuck. He also wrote, was it Little Busters? I know everyone loves the visual novel for that, but the anime was just fucking terrible. So it could be amazing, it could be awful. I don't know. June 9 is a weird toss-up, but Day I Became God was their first big announcement. Since then, I think Funimation has like 7 or 8 exclusive shows this season, so they have a shit ton. I think largely because they've halted a lot of their simul-dubbing process. They have a lot of money to work with now that they're not dubbing every single show they acquire. So we'll see what happens there.
Did you talk about Slime already?
I completely skipped over. My bad.
I was gonna say.
Yes. All right. So, so the second season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime was originally scheduled for Q4 2020. Obviously, got bumped back. January 5th is now the official start date. So we will have Attack on Titan. We will have the second half of ReZero. We'll have Slime Time Season 2. We'll have not Hero Academia. It got confirmed later. I'll get to that in a second. But point is, Slime is getting added to the stack of Winter Season 2021. Additionally, I think the last OVA is coming out. I don't know if what I wrote here is accurate, but the point is Crunchyroll will have all the OVAs before the start of Season 2, and I think like only the first one actually has plot relevance for Season 2. The rest are all just like side stories. But for anyone who's interested, Crunchyroll has them. Jump back along to awful shows that I'm watching that got a second season this season. Both Rent-A-Girlfriend and Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Both shows that caused controversy.
That's kind of an understatement.
Damn, wow.
Uzaki caused the controversy among the normies. Rent-A-Girlfriend caused the controversy among the non-normies.
Fair. We got both spheres of influence.
Yes, everyone equally triggered on both
I want to
ends.
know what those were, but can I just say you're making more context for the satire headline I saw on Reddit that said 80% of Rent-A-Girlfriend's viewers are Redditors, which I
Yes.
thought was hysterical. So what is the controversy here?
So, as much a controversy as this. So, I'm going to give a quick synopsis of Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Okay.
Main character, his girlfriend breaks up with him. He's super lonely. He's in college. He's super horny. He won't stop talking about jerking off all the time. This is his character. So in Japan, they have the concept of like paying someone to go on a date with you, but it's not prostitution. It's literally just paying someone's time. So the idea is he rents a girlfriend. It goes great until he's like, hey, wait a minute. She's basically whoring herself out. So he gets pissed at her. The plot twist. The ex-girlfriend is jealous, so she tries to break him up with his rent-a-girlfriend, who's not his girlfriend, but they're both pretending to be together because their grandparents think they're actually dating. And then there's another rent-a-girlfriend who's just jealous of how close they are. And it's the whole show is just like, it's a clusterfuck, and it's phenomenal. It's so entertaining. But the main character is the worst part of the show. Like, I didn't quite get it. The manga readers were bitching for a while, and up until like episode 5 or 6, I was like, like I've seen worse. He's not that bad of a main character.
Can I say the way you pronounced that made it sound like there's this disgusting the manga readers?
Well, because they wouldn't shut up like before episode 1. Like, he's the worst fucking main character ever written ever. Like, he fucking ruins this show. So I go in assuming I'm gonna meet scum of the earth, and I just meet like Cosmo, just without the Konosuba girls, essentially. And like up until episode 5 or 6, I'm like, he's not that bad. Like, yeah, he makes the dumb I'm a protagonist in a harem series mistakes. But then he starts like openly stalking a girl for an episode and thinks he's justified when he confronts her about the fact that he was stalking her. And it's just like, oh, now I'm getting to the part that everyone's complaining about, where he just continually makes the worst choice possible.
Amazing.
And I don't know, those deep in the anime community were just furious at him with it every step of the way. I still think the show is incredibly entertaining, and I want to watch more, even though it's trash. Tim, you watch Jersey Shore, you get the appeal of shows like that.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Because I need to defend myself here. Because let's be real here, I'm watching a show called Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Yes, trash is fun.
And then Uzaki-chan is honestly, like, watching the show, it's nothing special. Like, the only thing it's got going for it is the main character has large assets. But like, other than that, like, they're hitting all the story beats you get in every other fucking anime like this. Like, they just did the beach episode, and now there's gonna be a summer festival episode, and like, oh, the Christmas episode is episode 11. Like, you've already seen this show 5 times, except now she has large assets. Not trying to get demonetized here.
Don't disrespectfully talk about my waifu though. I will be.
No,
upset.
I think Uzaki's a phenomenal character. I wish.
Okay, good.
I wish I had a junior in college who treated me the way she treats the main character. Anyway, moving on to the last couple announcements that all happened in the last week. 2 monster series got new seasons announced. The first one, literally no one saw coming. Sword Art Online Progressive. For anyone who watched Sword Art and was really mad that there was like a 2-year time skip in episode 3, this is the show for you. The author decided, you know what, there was a lot of untold stories in that first season where we just kind of jumped ahead to Kirito being strong and cool. Let's tell the tale floor by floor of how everyone in Sword Art Online cleared the dungeons and became the characters you then meet in episode 3. And these books are selling like fucking hotcakes. So much that the second Alicization ends, they're like, well, we don't know if we want to adapt the next arc. They're like, but we definitely want to adapt this like recap novel series he's also working on.
So, what the fuck, man?
So that's getting an anime project, which like after the finale to Alicization, which by the way I finished, like amazing animation, story very interesting, huge payoff for sticking with this franchise up until now. I'm probably gonna watch Progressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they suckered me in. This is A1 Pictures. This is their cash cow. There's like the same way that Studio Pierrot will never stop making Naruto animes, A1 Pictures will never stop making Sword Art Online.
NGL, I'm probably not gonna watch.
Understandable. Sword Art's trash, but I'm gonna watch this.
If it's good, I don't know. Actually, I don't
I'll
even
let you know, because like, let's be real here. We only keep up with Sword Art because we fell in love with that first 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So if it feels like those first 12 episodes did, then
Chasing the fucking dragon on this one.
actually though, chasing the fairy.
It's incredible how much of a franchise can be built off of so little.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it happens a lot. American Horror Story is like, for some reason, the first thing that comes to mind. Everybody's like,
Supernatural
yo.
is like the first thing that comes.
Hey,
Damn.
wow, whoa, hey, hey.
Damn.
5 seasons. They had 5 seasons. Not just half a season, okay?
I know.
Or just 1
I
season.
know, Tyler. Don't worry.
Ah, fuck. This is bullshit.
Anyway, last one.
The last part of that season's airing, though. Quick thing. Finally done. And no, I haven't caught up because I don't care.
Freeman, what about the one that does matter?
Last thing. So, to literally no one's surprise, there's going to be a 5th season of Hero Academia.
Woo!
But they did confirm spring, which is kind of normal for them. The big takeaway, though, and I'm not being like, I'm not shitposting here on this. They put out the cover for it, and I was not expecting a character who's on the cover to be here. So, in season 2, Deku fights this guy who was, if you talk to him, he can control your body. In class,
Yeah.
1B.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
He's like front. He's like front,
Yep.
like the frontmost
He's right
character
next to
on the poster. I'm like, damn, are they finally going to start bringing in the characters in the other class? Honestly, that's what I want to see at this point.
Yep.
So hopefully he plays a role in the next arc. Manga readers, please don't spoil me in the comments below.
Yeah, or else we're gonna find you and make fun of you for being a loser.
Also, me, Freeman, and Val, and Luigi, we watched the. This isn't really a what we watch thing, but like literally, it doesn't matter. Or it is, but it matters so little. We watched the OVAs that came out.
Oh yeah, for Hero Academia.
That little 2-part class rescue, it mattered literally 0.
Super skippable, basically just filler.
Super
No
filler.
character development, nothing even remotely entertaining.
Oh boy, Bakugo's being a dick, but really smart at the same time again. That's crazy.
The worst part is that like his character doesn't fit in the timeline of his character when you look at when this episode happens. So we'll just pretend that didn't happen.
Oh, also you mentioned Slime, how the OVAs are on Crunchyroll.
Yes.
Yeah, those OVAs don't fucking matter either.
There's the only I don't know if it releases an extra episode of his OVA 1, but there's one where it's so spoilers for Slime. Like 8, 9, 10 episodes in, he meets this girl whose name is escaping me.
She's in everything, but her name doesn't matter at all.
Oh my god, it doesn't matter. So the point is, this episode takes place with her going to some like meeting of adventurers or some shit, and you meet this guy who's one of the. Oh my god, I don't remember any of the terms in the show. The pink-haired girl who doesn't wear pants. What is her classification? She's like a demon king or something.
Demon Lord.
Demon Lord. So you meet another demon lord in this one episode that stars Shizu. That's her name. Point is, that demon lord is important. So that was supposed to be his like big introduction because he plays a role in the next arc. I think we've seen him kind of like looming around in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go based off of entirely episode thumbnails to see what it was.
Can I say also, since we were talking about...
Oh no, it's just episode 24. Forget it. The OVAs can be completely ignored.
Yeah, there's really nothing. Can I also just say, real quick, a hilarious meme related to the RTX cards. Apparently, people started buying 3090s and tried installing games to the RAM.
To the VRAM?
To the VRAM.
Oh, I did see that.
God.
Yo, it worked.
Well,
Oh my
It
god.
worked.
We used to joke about installing
It's
games on the
because-
RAM on our graphics cards. Now people are actually doing this
It's
shit.
because the graphics cards have like the fastest. Like the
Read
RAM
rate.
is so fast. And
And there's so much available to it now. It has like 24 gigs, right? I think it's the same as the RTX Titan actually. It has the same amount of
Oh my
VRAM.
Okay, but can it run Crisis?
Yeah, of course. Everything can. I'm
That
pretty
means
sure they
it's not
actually
well.
did it with Crisis 3.
I think you're
Was
right.
the thing that I read. They literally installed Crisis 3 on the VRAM.
Didn't Crysis also come out with like a remastered version or like an update for the game? That's like
Yes, Crisis Remastered is a thing.
Yeah, and they added a setting called "Can it run Crisis?"
Yes.
It's fucking. Man, at least they're leaning into the meme, I guess.
Yeah, fuck it. Actually, I think is this already out? Yeah, it's out.
What?
It came out on September 18th. Crisis Remastered.
Shows how little anyone cared.
Yeah, I don't actually know one.
I've played the fuck out of all of the Crisis games, so
Okay,
it's like
I know one person who's played Crisis 1.
Yeah, I have not played the fuck out of the Crisis games.
Same.
they're all pretty good.
Tyler, why'd you
It
thumb
kind
that
of
down?
goes
Stop it.
like it goes off the rails.
Stop it.
Before, I'll stop talking about it before Tyler pops
What?
off about Far Cry Instincts.
Oh wow.
Yo,
Okay.
Far Cry Instincts be great.
There we go.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, to close things out, this week is the start of the new anime season. New shows here and there. No one knows what's going to be good. Crunchyroll's pushing Jujutsu Kaisen as their new big series, but you know how it is, the Crunchyroll. It's hit or miss. I'll keep you guys updated as we go along. I'm not starting anything right away. Usually I'd use memes to figure out what the big shows are, but since the anime memes community has fractured in half, it's hard for me to read the room because right now everyone's really into like posting animes about Among Us and VTubers, and none of those are actual anime, so I have no idea what.
Dude, fucking Among Us. What the fuck?
I know me and Val's new shows. We have to watch Haikyuu. Maybe later, actually, after this podcast, we'll finally watch the first new episode. And Great British Baking, the classic anime, also started that same week, or is 1 week ahead of Haikyuu. So classic.
Corey in the house.
Tyler, I'm talking about currently releasing anime. Jeez.
Yeah, hold on. Is Corey in the House on Blu-ray? I want to see if I can buy this for someone else.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I think that about covers it, Freeman. Unless there's any other shows new. Haikyuu, I mentioned. You mentioned Jujutsu.
Nothing really comes to mind. I don't want to make this a what we watch segment, but the Higurashi remake is coming out, and from episode 1 alone, it's like a scene for scene remake of the original series, which I'm a huge fan of. So very creepy Halloween show.
I think. Sorry, anything else?
No, nothing that's like jumping to mind.
And so I think with that we are actually done. Like I said, we will talk about what we watched and played because we all have a lot. Obviously with how much time has passed, but we will save that for next time. Maybe. Let's see, we'll try to finish Halo next week. So within a week or two, I think we will try to get in a sooner podcast to just focus on what we watched and played because there's been a lot, and it's fun to ramble on about those more than news and stuff. A lot of sad news this week. But yeah, so look forward to that. None of our stuff is super timely. Can anyone think of anything? I guess I'll just say if the Made in Abyss movie is even still available, it isn't for much longer, I don't think, Friedman.
It's probably gone at this point. It's been over 2 weeks.
Okay, I'll check. I don't even know where it was. I'm just gonna assume
Some weird ass streaming site we had to use for it.
Yeah, it was super weird. Virtual cinemas starting September 18th. Watch now. Okay. Event dive. Welcome to.
All right, speed rule.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you can still watch Made in Abyss movie,
it looks like it's still available.
The easiest thing to say is if you're interested, watch it. If you care about the show, watch the movie. Period.
If you made it through season 1, watch this movie.
Yeah, if you were like, I watched the first season of this, and I'm desperate for more of this.
Guess what?
Which I'm sure if anyone's watched it understands my phrasing there. Guess what? It's more of this, both in the best and worst ways possible. So yeah. Other than that, everything else is done or available, so we'll talk about it next time. But until then, thank you all so much for listening. My name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
AIDS, man.
Oh my God. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.